Welcome, welcome. Our continuers. And we're gonna be starting off with Stormblood. For that subquest. Hikaru, Arya, while there were lessons to be learned as I dragged you along my quest for vengeance, this time I offered a more structured approach to your training. After long years, Alamigo finally has the chance to seize the reins of its destiny, but I will continue with my pilgrimage. Even from beyond the borders of my homeland, there is still much I can contribute to its struggle. It was 2 decades ago that I joined the revolution. Though our motives were just, it was our actions that ultimately created a breach for the Empire to exploit. My time at the forefront of the stage has ended. Return to it now would only invite confusion and sentiment. The revolution has since become the resistance, and the right to shape the future of Alamigo now rests in the hands of those who will live the coming age. No, I shall play my part by nurturing new generations of red mages. I made my mark as a Crimson Duel, but you will not be bound by my oath. You are free to decide for yourselves how best to employ the skill. Now, as for your studies, you are well aware of my proclivity for practical application. I must challenge you with a new frontier, a place where the strong get search for adventures. The Eldershire, my friend. Shire. Hobbies. Young Arya has invested in her appearance. It would seem. Then she looked the part. Right. Let's break in that new equipment. There's a hostile organization of goblins known as Illuminati, making trouble for the people. Most prominent threats to the populace seem to be mechanical soldiers controlled by the Illuminati aggressors. I say we do the locals a favor by using these clunky contraptions in combat practice. After your battle with Lambard, however, that may be all they amount to. Especially for you, Hikaru. Your mastery of red magic is such now that I dare say you can handle mechanical. As for you, Arya, your spells have raw power but lack refinement. I think I would prefer to have you training along with a partner. I wish to try fighting alone. Please understand, before I began learning magic, I felt like I scarcely existed. When I work, when I work, work to match you and Hikaru, when I see myself improving, that's when I feel the most. I want not more than to become a full-fledged red mage. I want to stand at your side and fight as your equal. Well, far be it from me to stop you. You have the perfect way to conquer your difficulties with white magic is to be alone in a situation that offers you little recourse but to rise above them. Both of you should head out now towards the Architecton and find your own mechanical foes to overcome. I'll be waiting for you here in the Maker's Quarter. So which direction is it? This way, but either way, I can just. I don't think I'm ever gonna get Monk to catch up. Might be fruitless. I don't think they can catch up in time. Great. It fulfilled its purpose. Just have dual ready. Ah, I've come to recognize that confident step. Well done, Hikaru. You happen to spot Arya on your travels. Unless I've sorely overestimated her abilities, I would have expected her to arrive not long after you. Arya did seem intent on proving herself. I forgive the tortured metaphor. I have a feeling she might have sliced off more than she could cry. Come, let us seek that our young maid. Come, let us seek out our young maid, render aid if needed. Hikaru, I did it. Fun. There you are. Arya unharmed. My, that is a fair gathering of goblins. From the looks of it. Defeating this lot took almost everything she had. You walk, my friend. I've never seen you so. Give them to your life, energies, your souls. I must. Her hair, she's become like Lambert. Stop this, Arya. No use. The hunger has taken over. We'll have to knock her senseless. I suggest we take her back to Eldershire and let her rest at Rowena's establishment. I only hope she will be more amenable to discuss when she. This is. What happened? Did I truly attack you? Gods, why would I do such a thing? I remember defeating the contraptions. I remember falling to my knees, exhausted from spellcasting. I remember my thoughts fading away as a roar in my head grew louder, and I don't understand what possessed me. Never would I draw my blade on you or run. This is poor judgment on my part. I should not have tested you so harshly. Listen to me carefully now, Arya. I've seen how battles can exhaust you, but I fail to understand what grim truth such exhaustion could stage. In the moment you say a roaring drowned out your thoughts, the color of your hair changed quite distinctly. We witnessed a similar transformation in Lambard ere he began to feed on living agents. Lambard was able to employ magic of incredible power, but left him hungering for life force. I believe what you experienced was a surrender to that very same hunger. Cannot. My erstwhile colleague described how he enacted a change in his physical being. Well, I suppose it is possible such a ritual is performed upon you as well. Mention a process requiring many. You have many more questions, I'm sure, but for now, you must rest. If this hunger takes hold when your aether is exhausted, then it is even more important that you recuperate from your exertions. And Arya, do not despair that you have lost yourself. After all, you are in perfect control now, are you? I am. Thank you, Sharon. Hikaru, we will seek a cure to Arya's condition, though I have little knowledge of such forbidden art. I'm confident that a determined expedition will get the answers we require. Prepare yourself for another journey. Next for a mage will be at D. Now we will start our Stormblood adventures. On the wall.
The question is, how will the Empire respond to the disappearance of Omega and the Primal? Oh, I didn't see you there. Forgive me. Word from Baelsar's wall is proving long in the coming, and my mind cannot help but stray to grim places.
Alphino, a message from the Alliance.
It's about time. Pray summon the others at once.
Yes, sir.
General Uldin reports that his forces have secured the breach in Baelsar's wall.
And what of the Primal and Omega?
There is still no sign of either at this time. He writes that they will begin a more thorough investigation shortly. And, as expected, he wishes to petition the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
As expected.
The Alliance's decision to capture a part of Baelsar's wall is open to interpretation.
The wall serves to demarcate Imperial territory, Alamigo included, from the rest of Eorzea. To an observer, the Alliance's actions could be seen as a prelude to invasion.
Indeed. And the Alliance leaders have no wish to be branded invaders.
You're saying they won't fight for Alamigo? Even after everything that's happened?
Not without the consent of her people, no. Make no mistake, Lys. The Alliance is in complete agreement that the Empire must be purged from Eorzea. However, they will not set foot in Gyr Abania until they have formally secured the consent and cooperation of the Alamigan opposition.
They would have us act as intermediaries.
Precisely. The Scions are uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. That is to say, Lys's, given her personal connection to the Resistance. Who better than you to broker an agreement between the Alliance and the people of Alamigo? Assuming you are willing, of course.
Of course I am. You know I'd like nothing more.
As for who should accompany you on said diplomatic mission, I had a mind to volunteer myself.
Well, that covers the talking part. But you just know there'll be trouble along the way. Are you available?
As if you have to ask.
Thanks.
Anything else?
It means a lot knowing you'll be there.
I too shall accompany you. Such endeavors are seldom hampered by a surfeit of healers.
Good point. Allow me to offer my services as well. I have spent quite enough time here of late, so I'll be coming. But we will need someone to keep an eye on things. I trust you have no objections?
None, my lady. Gladly shall I continue to serve as caretaker of the Waking Sands, and there keep watch for signs of primal and Ascian activity both.
As capable as my learned friend undoubtedly is, there are some troubles that may prove too much for a single scion, on account of which I mean to stay.
It is settled then. Let us each see to our preparations.
No more or Apolimo's absence was keenly felt for some time. Would that we had the strength to aid others in it. Spirits, Colton, spirits. Even if we are not more than bit players in Tale, must do our utmost to support the senior Silence, and Hikaru most of all. Well said, Hori. Every man has his purpose. We must not doubt ours. Even as bit players, they show such passion, such fervor. Oh, what I wouldn't give bit players to. Or better yet, play with their sister. Please, you never know who might be listening. More importantly, we have our own missions to attend to. If you're too busy thinking such thoughts, you're liable to get killed. You can count on us. In our absence, Urion, Jada, and Crit will handle administrative affairs. I need to coordinate your operations with Alian and the others. Report to them directly should you receive word of primal activity. Minfilia would have given anything for a chance to liberate her home. Or she's still with us. I know she'd be the one leading the way. There's no going back once you cross this bridge, and God's only what awaits us on the other. You're already Shadow Walker. There can be no turning back once we depart. Almost. There is but one thing that remains. Even Tataru has her limits. I've taken it on myself to assist her in managing communications with various organizations, and our members in the Riola and others are counting on us for support after all. Feel I mean? You remember Manago, don't you? The messenger who brought word of the Griffin's attack on Baelsar's wall. Well, she left not long ago. Having made a full recovery, if you see her in Garabania, be sure to send her. So it's finally happening. Don't tell anyone, but I'm feeling a bit nervous. A bit. I'll be fine once we get going. Hopefully. What will become of our homeland? I know not what to think of this. Were I 10 years younger, maybe 5, I would not hesitate to join Lady Yuki and Lord Gosetsu to fight for freedom. I wonder where Philomena is. Just gone.
Ready, my friend? leave the rising stones in your capable hands.
Don't worry, Alphino. I'll see that the place is still standing when you come back.
Mistress Y'shtola has unfolded all. You are bound for Girabania?
Aye. The Alliance would have us make contact with the Alamegan resistance as soon as possible.
It begins then. As soon it shall in Doma, if the gods are good. 'Tis but a pity it must be now. I am sorry that we shall not be present to fight beside you in the battles to come.
You have stood with us countless times, Lady Ugiri. Pray do not apologize.
Then let us thank you instead. You and yours stood with us from the first, when we came to this land as refugees in search of sanctuary. Loath am I to think what might have become of my people, had you not extended to us the hand of friendship. We will never forget. This I solemnly swear.
Much has changed since first you set foot on these shores. Revenant's toll stands as a testament to that. I'm sure your people will manage in your absence.
Indeed. They have built a new home for themselves and no longer need me to shepherd them. The time has come for Kosetsu and I to return to our master, to our home.
I know how you feel. It's time I went home too.
Though our battlefields be 1,000 mounds apart, our purpose is one. That all men hearken to the clarion call of freedom, of liberation, from Eorzea to the far east, that they may rise up and cast down the curse of Garlemald.
Take care, you hear me? When all of this is over, we're going to celebrate together. Just you wait.
I should like that very much. Fare you well.
They're off to Doma. 1,000 realms apart, yet united in purpose. Let's pray both our endeavors meet with success. Shall we then? Wait, not just yet. I knew I'd forget something important. Please, could you come with me? Me? What? Now? Alright then, if you insist. What do you think? As you can see, I designed it to be light and loose, an outfit tailor-made to the needs of a skilled fighter like Peace. Your work never ceases to impress. Much more of this, and I may have to stop introducing you as a silent receptionist and start referring you to as our preeminent. It's lovely, Tataru. Thank you. Feel like I could take on a legion. I'm glad you like it, and with that, I'll delay you no longer. Safe travels. And onwards to Garabania. First stop will be at Amirasai Spire in the East Shroud. Octo. We're leaving Tanya. Going toward Urbania. All are present and accounted for. When you're ready, my friend, pray inform the officer that we wish to proceed to Garabani. Ah, the signs of the 7th dawn. We were told to expect you. I summoned someone to escort you to the wall.
I remember crossing the border, standing in Girabania once more. Me and my fellow scions, the warrior of light among us. Behind us, Baelsar's wall cutting the land in two. Freedom on one side, tyranny on the other. Tyranny and the promise of a new beginning. But one that could only be bought with flames and blood.
Quite an atmosphere here, isn't it? Everyone seems to be on pins, and no one can hardly blame, given recent events. The Alliance has done well to repurpose these Imperial facilities so quickly. General's in high spirits, don't you think? I know the feeling. To see the colors of so many names, Limsalam, Dania, Goldeneye brings a tear to my eye. We have much to be proud of here. So this is the East End. Not too different from the rest of Shroud, is it? Though truth be told, I'm not quite sure why I thought it would. Greetings, Scions. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, I welcome you to Kashmir. Thank you, General. We were relieved to hear that your forces all without incident. Have the Imperials made any attempt to retake the Kashrams? None. Save for a few skirmishes between our scouts and their patrols, we've had barely any contact with them. We all know it's only a matter of time before it escalates. As if attacking Baelsar's wall weren't enough, Ilbert summoned a primal right on their Parliament does not like to let such shows of defiance go. It was a declaration of war, even if it was not Ilbert's to make. And now we are bound by it, for weal or for woe. The Scions stand ready to serve. General. O Jaskava. As stated in my message, the Alliance will not proceed without the support and cooperation of the Almegan people. We would have you serve as our emissaries and make contact with the resistance. Consider it done, General. We won't let you down, I suppose. Then I'll leave you to it. Godspeed. Ah, of all the Kastra in the world, you walk into mine. Master Garland, what brings you here? A certain missing Alagon weapon and draconic primal, like in Shinryu. I think the shinobi called it. Anyway, we've been studying their trail of destruction, hoping it might lead us somewhere, which it has singularly failed to do. And Anticycle Omega fell to the Earth in occupied territory, meaning it may already be in Imperial hands. Even so, it bears repeating that we engaged the stasis system. Assuming the command was received and executed successfully, the weapon will be of no use to us. Assuming, hurry up and find it regardless. All the more reason about the resistance. If we want to press on into Garabania, blessing. Everyone's counting on us. Let's not waste any more time talking. As you probably heard, there are plenty of factions in the Resistance. I'm taking us to see one that will influence. Their headquarters are located in a place called Frogger's Reach, an old temple, across the Velodina River. I've learned a route that should allow us to avoid Imperial patrols. Stick with me and we'll be there before you know it. Gosh, these maps are so big. Stay with me. Good. From here, we'll head northeast towards the river. The water's not too deep, so we won't have to swim. Got everything out. That's like a nice time not getting aggro. Now everything's off whenever. At a glance, it certainly seems shallow enough. See, brother, there's nothing to worry about. So no one will blame you for donning your aid. Ishtola is right. We need to cross before the Imperial spot us. Not linger out here and can't swim. I don't see any soldiers. Good. Let's cross. You're wondering about the tower to the south. It's part of Castrum Velodina. That's what the Imperials decided to call the old bridge after they fortified it. I call it a great big eyesore. Honestly, you can see that Ron banner from absolutely miles away. I've never missed a chance to rub our noses in it. Come on, we should keep... How about Aether? Completely forgot about Aether. That's right. Oh, what? Bar stuff. Least did well. And we didn't run afoul of even a single girl. Wasn't surprised. And that there were no surprises. The reach lies beyond. I do not see the path. Are we there yet? How do you click her upon not tracking? We're here. On the other side of this pass is Roger's Reach. So you say it, but all I see is rocks. It seems there is some trick to this. Indeed, a glamour. Good eye, Y'shtola. I take it they have a talented mage in their or mayhap an artificer, trained in the modification of glamour prisms. Something like that. The important thing is that it fools the Carlians. Oh, before we go in, I don't know if Tatar told you, my friend Tago, the messenger who came to our Rising Stones, is a member of this faction. But they know us and shouldn't attack us on sight. That said, they can be a bit jumpy. Let me lead the way. And, don't go reaching for your weapons or and with a sprinkle of demasking dust, all is laid bare.
I remember the old stories. How the Breaker of Worlds came down from on high and cleft the earth with a single blow. Ralga's Reach, a holy place, and a fitting home for the resistance, for the brave and the true, the loyal sons and daughters of Alamigo. They were waiting for us there, men and women whose souls still cried out for what was lost, for what could be ours again.
A pleasure to see you again. And Krell and Y'shtola, without whose help I might not be safe today. Not so. Oh, so you really came. I never thought I'd see you here, but I'm glad. I'm glad. Good to see Nagua up and moving again. I wasn't there when she headed home, so I naturally left too soon. Always overdoing it, though. Fascinating. A massive nigh imperceptible climber encompassing the entire valley. I see now how the settlement was able to escape the eyes of Imperial airships. Ordinarily, I'd shudder at the thought of armed rebels trampling about an ancient temple of immense historical importance. But Ralgar is the breaker of worlds, so it seems right appropriate, if anything. This temple was once home to the fists of Ralgar. Yes, there's no mistaking that statue. Hard to feel at ease with that giant statue. You'll forgive us our precaution, but we couldn't be sure who had crossed the barrier. We see now for who you are, though, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Now, I know you would not come all this way unless you had something to say, something important to discuss. I'm eager to hear what it is. But let's not do this at our doorsteps, eh? Come with me. Interesting part of this place is kind of like Eldershire. Not like the main hub. Like the city state, I guess. This place. This is a market port. Expansion has like their own little state. For Heaven's Ward, we had Foundation, Fishguard, and a little sub city over there. Call it Deltashire. AR was Mardona. Of course, at their 3. They serve as the city state. For Stormblood, it would be Kugane. Progress Reach. Build the shop.
Allow me to welcome you once more to Rauger's Reach, our humble headquarters. My name is Conrad Kemp, and I have the dubious honor of overseeing operations here.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Master Kemp. I am Alphino Leveilleur of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, as are my comrades. Before I speak of our purpose here, pray allow me to thank you for sheltering Ida, forgive me, Lys, and Papalimo at great risk to yourselves.
No, there's no need for that. They risked their necks for us enough times. 'Twas the least we could do.
I wanted to, I mean, about the mask and...
Don't fret over that. You're not the first person to take up arms against the Empire under a false name. We'd do the same if we had any sense. My condolences for your loss, child.
Papalimo laid down his life to save us, to give us a chance to make a better future for ourselves. There will never be a better time to drive the Garleans from our lands. But we have to take the lead on this. We can't leave it to fanatics like Ilberd.
More than a few of our people were taken in by his promises. Followed him all the way to the wall. Good men and women who never came back. When Monargo told us what had happened, how the bastard had made sacrifices of them for his twisted ritual, by Rolger, it filled me with an unholy fury. But what's done is done. Best we can do now is see that it wasn't all in vain.
That is why we are here today, sir, to see that some good comes of this tragedy. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, we do hereby extend a formal offer of military assistance to the Alamegan resistance.
Do you now? Well, go on then. I'm sure there's more to it than that. So that's the way of it, eh? The Alliance, hoping to avoid a direct confrontation with the superior forces of the Empire, wishes to engage them by proxy with our vastly inferior ones. My comrades and I must confer on your proposal. A moment, if you please.
Of course, Master Kemp. Take all the time you require.
Good old proxy. Very parallel to Turkadanians are finally willing to fight, eh? We'll need to call the other senior members together before we can make it. To be honest, I already know I want us to work together. We've still got to talk it over with everyone. It would seem we find ourselves with surf fight of free time. Forgive me. You're free to look around Rogger's reach. In fact, I would encourage you to do so. It'll give you a better grasp of our current circumstance. Thank you, Master Cap. I believe we will do that. Let's make the most of this opportunity and assess the resistance capabilities. Free to Poker knows whatsoever we will. Okay? I like the sound of that. Well, I already know this place inside and out. I can show you around if you like, Hikaru. Great, let's get started. Little explanation of where everything is. I'll bet you think the Resistance is made up of Alamegan Highlanders, like me. The truth is we don't even account for half. We got Hell's Guard from all the way over by the spine in here. And plenty of Seekers of the Sun, like Nago. There's even some Beastmen. Well, Beast Woman, I suppose. Like that one over there. She's an Ananta. She's been with us for a while now. Well, one of the smaller faction has. The rest won't have anything to do with us. We're no different from the Garleans to them. They keep to themselves, spending all their time crafting. Ananta make the most amazing jewelry, but they use magics to twist metals and crystals into shapes you won't believe. The pity people hardly ever get to see their work. But then most don't even exist. But that's enough about them anyway. Let's take a closer look at the statue of Rogger, shall we? The expansion also introduced swimming, water, and diving. Pretty awe-inspiring, isn't it? The breaker of worlds who guided our ancestors to lands all. Ida used to tell me the story on Storm. Drawing me to understand. At the end of the 5th astral era, when the waters rose higher and higher, people all across the Oriza beseeched the heavens for. And lo, a burning star appeared in the sky, and led the way to these mountains of Vania. They who were saved by his grace pledged to honor and revere him, to devote themselves to great works without and within. A storm of blood approaches fast. Hell's open, heavens, where no one's soul doth lie, the measure of his reach. The last part was inscribed on the stone by the monk of the Fist of Rogger. Ida explained it to me. A day will come, bringing strife and sorrow, that none may escape. Waste not these precious hours, but in quiet preparation make strong the body and mind. I don't know if that storm of blood is finally upon us, but if it is, I have to believe that everything we've been through, everything that has led us to this point, will see us through. Sorry. That was all a bit melodramatic, wasn't it? Let's keep moving, shall we? Off to infirmary. Here. Infirmary is across. The expansion that lets you use the water and cut through a path rather than walk all around. This is the infirmary. As you can probably tell, here's where the resistance healers patch up the wounded and sick. No matter how careful we planned our operations, casualties were inevitable. The sad thing to think about, but it's also important to remember the cost, Conrad would say. We should go. I'll show you the Aetheryte Plaza next. You two are come to expect their facilities. As you can see, they have done well to set aside this much space, but their supplies are insufficient. We examined the patients and offered what assistance we could. However, for many of their injuries, time and bed rest are the only effective treatment. Or I should just use the Ethernet. When you've seen one Aetheryte, you've seen them all, right? Not quite. This one's an older design, dating back decades, when the Fists of Rogger were still here. It may look it may look a little different, but works just as well as any other. I'll show you where the Sutlers are next. Don't forget to tune to Aetheryte before we go. It does look different. Really pay attention. Arms, armor, potions. These folks got it. Resistance would be in a bad way without brave merchants to keep it provisioned. If you're short on anything or you need something repaired, these are the people. Oh, Alpha and Alice are here. Why don't you see how they're getting? Oh, they're actually. I can't take it for now. Take it later. Time to take measure of our friendly neighbor merchants. They're bold lots, that much is plain. The Imperials find out they were peddling their wares to resistance, they were lucky to escape with them. It's a gamble, aye, and I admire their courage, but their motives could hardly be said to be all. Ah, here you are. I've been looking all over for you. Finished discussing your proposal. Ready to receive you all back at the tent. I've sent someone to fetch Stola and Kryl, so if you'd like to follow me. We'll begin once the others arrive. Sorry to keep you waiting, but matters such as these demand preparation.
Thank you all for waiting. We have reached a consensus. I, Conrad Kemp, do hereby accept the Eorzean Alliance's proposal. You must understand, however, that our cooperation comes with certain caveats.
Those caveats being...
I take no joy in this, just so you know. Were it within my power, I'd offer you more assistance. But the resistance is far more fragmented than you realize. The men and women in my care belong to but one of many factions. Simply put, I can only speak for the people of Rolga's Reach. Now, I have every intention of appealing to the others, and I expect many will agree. But it will take time, and I cannot guarantee universal support.
Understood. I shall see that the Alliance is under no misapprehensions as to your position.
Much obliged. But that's not the whole of it. As you can imagine, the loss of those who cast their lot with the Griffin left us short on numbers. Some of our most trusted veterans died at the wall, and we've had to fill their posts with the young and inexperienced. Frankly, everything's in a right bloody mess.
Oh, we'd be more than happy to help you get back on your feet. If we're going to work together, we'll be doing ourselves a favor.
Well, there's no shortage of work to be done, that's for sure. We're in dire need of new blood, too.
Ishtola and I could lend a hand in the infirmary. From what I saw, they could do with a few more healers.
Very well. I, for my part, shall return to the Rising Stones. I'm certain there are others among the Scions who would welcome the opportunity to fight for Alamegan liberation.
Is there anything else we can do to help?
I had something else in mind for you, Lot. Monargo and Mefred will tell you more.
Understood. We won't let you down.
Right then, Monago and Mefford are to be our keepers. Knowing not of what they require, one task is another. Make your choice, Icar. Create our compass cannot. Say it as if I don't already. Whatever. I'm too lazy to do everything. Before we begin, I'd like to thank you and the Signs again for patching me all after I bled all over your floor. I owe you my life, and I won't forget that. Furthermore, it was rude of me to run off without saying a word. It's all well and good, me claiming my duties here and wait. A parting thank you was the very least you deserved. My apologies. And thank you. Now to business. Commander Kemp's entrusted me a formal reply to be hand-delivered to Alliance leadership. It covers everything we discussed, as well as detailing the disposition of forces. What I need is an escort. 1 or 2 minutes. So we can make it to the wall swiftly and without attracting attention. Very well, I shall join you in this. General Alden commands the forces at Castle Moor. It'll be simple enough to see. Great, that's just what I wanted to hear. When you're ready to part, meet me at the pass leading out to Progress. Oh, I'm. Oh, right, you have to do an N. At the risk of repeating myself, it's still hard for me to believe that we meet here, of all places. I reckon you probably don't remember me all this time, eh? You're back at Quarry Mill. I'm impressed, given everything you went on to accomplish. You'd be forgiven for forgetting all about all your time in court. Suffice it to say, we didn't forget about you, either, nor the lives you saved. As for me, I went to Lo Almigo while Galleon was. Gundobald was my former commander and friend, and I had a lot on my mind. In the end, I decided to spend our union. I told the men to live their lives as they saw fit. Some chose to remain in Lo Almigo, others went off for work. As you can see, I chose to come back to Germania and join Conrad and the others. I've kept busy since then, ferrying people and provisioning across the border and back. It's not been easy, but it's been fulfilling. Today, however, we'll be heading to the east into the peaks. Conrad thinks we might have luck finding new recruits in the village of Alagana. Alagana? If you're going there, you're taking me. Oh, that's right. You're from Alagana, aren't you? By all means, we'd welcome your company. There'll be more to it than just asking, but we can talk about it on the way. Make our preparations and meet me by the tunnel to the peaks. We'll do Manago. That's in the same area. Like it matters, but oh, this is the thing. Sightseeing. That there is a sightseeing log, unless I'm mistaken. You perchance know a woman named Lilith. Ah, what are the odds? Lilith is my niece. She has told me much and more about you. Ah, but where are my manners? Ulgar Ironheart, at your service. I'm an explorer like most of the clan, and my niece bade me to share with you such knowledge I've accumulated. Here, lend me your log. Let's see now. Definitely there and there. There. Yes, that ought to suffice. My explorations have taken me far and wide. Dearest to my heart are the regions of Alamigo. Beauteous in their ruggedness and the lands of the far east, glorious in their diversity. There are many wondrous sights to be seen in these places, and I've written down and directions to them. Some will prove more difficult to reach than others, but if you're even half as resourceful as Miller says you are, I'm confident that you will find them all. With that, I shall leave you to resume your adventures. Go forth, my friend, and take in such breathtaking vistas as even my father, the great Rodard Ironheart, cannot see in a lifetime. Yeah, sightseeing made it easier. Got everything you need? Good, then let's be off. Made sightseeing logs a lot easier. They're no longer restricted by time, stuff like that. A Realm Reborn had a lot harsher area. They need to be a certain time. They need other a lot of stuff. It made it a lot more difficult. Right, hear that? That was room engine backfiring. Materials. Got you have a pre. Oh. Preternatural. I didn't hear it. When you grow up hunting in these lands, you learn to discern the sounds that life and death. Be they a predator or a patrol. From what I'm hearing, we have a 7-man patrol augmented with a single Magitech armor. Wide search pattern divided into 2. 3 teams. I don't think they know we're here. It's risky, but we should split up and take time. We don't want them calling reinforcements. 3 teams, 3 of us. Nothing for it then. Where are they? And north, and you should see them long before they see you. I'll deal with the ones to the south. The armor should be. Car is best equipped to deal with threats. Attack in 5. That should be enough time to get in position. Rendezvous on the west bank after. Any questions? No? And good luck. Arrow. And looks like everything went to plan. Not that I'm surprised. Every soldier I face didn't put up much of a fight. Most of the Imperials we get out here are conscripts from provinces with low training, even less conviction. It's grim work, killing men and women, but don't doubt they did their roles were. And don't you dare pity a man in armor. Conscript or not, a soldier piloting one of those can kill a dozen good men. Not that I need to tell you that after what happened. Right. I believe we rested long enough. We should resume our journey before someone notices they're missing patrols. Check this out. Very interesting. I've ever seen that helmet before. We're clear. Only Alliance patrols. That the forces at Castrum Oriens were under command of Flame General Alden by Rauger, the Bull of Alamigo himself. I never dreamed I'd have a chance to meet. I was going to teleport, but close enough.
It is good to see you again, my friends. I hope you are here to tell me you have made contact with the Resistance.
We are, General. Allow me to introduce Monago of Rolga's Reach.
At your service, sir. And may I say what an absolute honor it is to stand before the Bull of Alamigo.
These are not the Blood Sands, girl. You and I are but soldiers on a battlefield fighting for the same cause.
As you say, General. On behalf of Commander Kemp of the Alamigan Resistance, I present to you our formal response.
Good. I'm glad we've reached an accord. Though I was not aware you had suffered such losses.
Aye. Some of our finest took part in the Griffin's doomed assault, and we've been struggling to find new recruits ever since. The massacres cast a pall over the whole Resistance, and many who might once have been open to joining us have since thought better of it.
After all of the Griffin's false promises, one can hardly blame them. They have no desire to give their lives for a lost cause.
Helmet looks.
We will not lie to them. This is war, and lives will be lost. Yet what we offer is not the fever dream of a madman, but true hope.
The people need proof of this, Father. Let us show it to them. I say we stand shoulder to shoulder with our new allies and engage the Garleans in open warfare. The Resistance must demonstrate that they can hold their own against Imperial regulars. And with our assistance, I am confident they can do just that. If we can achieve even a token victory, I believe it will serve to rekindle the hope of the Alamegan people and inspire them to rise up once more.
Aye. Once word spread that we'd won a battle against the Garleans, I'd wager we'd have new recruits flocking to us from malms around. The question is, when and where do we strike?
I'm glad you asked. I have a plan.
Our scouts recently informed me of an interesting development at Castellum Veladina, namely the arrival of a shipment rumored to have come from the research and development facilities near the capital, containing the prototype Magitech armor. It is our assessment that this armor is to be field tested here, most likely against Alliance forces. It may happen before the day is out. Damn it all, more Magitech weapons. That's the last thing we need. Your concern is not unwarranted, but we needn't despair just yet. The shipment is thought to have contained a single heavy unit and 1 or 2 support units. A well-laid ambush, confident we can destroy them all, hindering the development and delaying their deployment. And should we carry this out? Should we carry this out as a joint endeavor with the Resistance? They'll have their rallying cry. It'll mean dropping all pretense about the Alliance not wanting to go for an empire. You have a lot more folk willing to stand up and fighting if they knew they weren't alone. And you're going to have to do it eventually anyway. Exactly. And so what I propose is simple. Carry their patrols to bait them into bringing their prototype weapons to where our Resistance allies will take them from behind. Simple indeed, and well within our capabilities. I see no reason to delay, especially if a field test is imminent. What say you? Assuming the Vice Marshal's intelligence is accurate, I agree with the assessment and fully support the plan. I shall notify my comrades at once. Understood. I shall have one of my men bring you the details of the plans and on. And we, for our part, will be fighting with the Alliance, yes? I somehow doubt you were intending to set this one. We've been careful to avoid needless show of force this side of the wall. But that's all about to change. And when it does, you may be sure they'll send their new toys out to entertain us. I would ask you to participate in this operation, but from that look, I see it is a foregone conclusion. My thanks. Per Pippin's plans, we need to turn the East End into Imperial Graveyard. You're a dab hand at, and I'd be a fool not to use you. Head to this spot on your map right here. Aye, a patrol should be along shortly. Deal with them and then rendezvous with the rest of us at this location. Oh well, Hikaru. Hikaru Akari of the Immortal Flames. This is the woman I want to see. We've misplaced a number of Garlean drones taking Aelsar's wall. And by misplaced, I mean the same thing sprang to life and stormed off the base. They need to be dealt with before any civilians come to harm. Being familiar with the Magitech I can think of no one better to assist us. If you'd be willing to help, go and speak with Lieutenant Gnibba. He's overseeing the initiative to terminate. Hikaru Kari. Your assistance is greatly appreciated. The drones were not in our position for. The cursory inspection showed they are made a heretofore unknown alloy. They're all but impervious to traditional firearms, which is why we commissioned Garland Ironworks to fashion a weapon capable of penetrating. It has since been fitted into a suit of magic armor. I would ask you to pilot. If I'm not mistaken, this would not be the first time you piloted one of these. You're taking no time to familiarize yourself with. Now, the drones were last sighted to disappear and to the north along the Ladina River. I fear recapturing them is out of question, but do whatever you deem necessary to stop them. One of them is a stun. Thankfully, the stun doesn't. Traditionally, stuns back. They go under. It has a hunt train. So our main story quest turned out. How does it feel like they even come to life? First off, why is it just? Pretty much just magic or brute force. All went to plan then. Good. Our scouts report that the unit escorting a prototype weapon has left Kashim. Resistance is already in position, so we have but to wait for our guests to arrive. Oh, it's a comedic.
Things looked grim for us after Cartano, didn't they? Oh, how they doubted us. Yet here we are, right as rain, with fancy new toys to put through their paces. It's like all my name days have come at once. Well, 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 if it isn't Garland's little troublemaker. I can't wait to see the look on Xenos' face when I bring him your head. That is, if my secret weapons here don't grind it into mush. Attack!
Ah, yes. Comedic early character.
Get after them, damn you!
Wow, I think give me the sarcasm. Oh, let's say not a right? Yeah, let's say it's a red mate. God, this thing is so tanky.
You'll be weeping blood!
He who fights and runs. What the? Who in the seven hells are you like? Amigo, let none escape. Oh, your secret weapon. Sucked.
Oh, damn it all! Miracles of Magitech design, my arse! I've passed harder stools than these piles of scrap. You'll pay for this. Mark my words, the next time we meet will be the last.
How come we let the clown run every time? I've always wondered. We just let the general or whatever, the leader.
Run and tell your viceroy. The day belongs to Alamigo.
Let him run time. Kill him. I don't get it. Well done, all of you. I call this operation a resounding success. Can't say I'm surprised. The Bull of Alamigo had an impressive military record west. All. Credit where it's due, Master Count. It was Marshal Tarupin who made the plan, and all of you, citizens and alliance alike, carried it out to perfection. Aye, that they did. Not a single casualty, but for which I'm grateful beyond. I have no doubt our comrades back at the region, as will ours. Been a pleasure, General. Until next time, Monago, I'll leave the Scions in your care. We shall return to the castrum then. Hikaru, Mrs. Laviere, once more you have my thanks. As Master Kemp said, until the next battle. I'd heard the stories, but to actually see you in action, I almost find myself pitying the Imperials. Seriously though, it's inspirational. Ah, but you must be tired of hearing that, eh? I'll keep it simple then. Thanks for the help out there. Well then, there's no reason to remain here. Let's get back to the region. Back to here first. And hint. Our little 8 compass. Welcome back. I take it the drones have been disposed of. Excellent work. We're quite fortunate for your presence. Save for Lieutenant. None of my men can even activate a suit of Magitech armor, let alone pilot one in combat. I only pray that isn't to our detriment in the future. There's still plenty more of those drones out there along Balzar's wall. Many more of them should suddenly stir. At any rate, we will continue working with Garland Ironworks so that should such a day come, no, I'm just zoomed out. Everything looks. You didn't have to take part in the operation, but you did. You went above and beyond what we asked of you, without hesitation, and for that we owe you a debt. Our victory may not count for much in practical terms, but its symbolic value can't be over. Alliance and Resistance fighters came together to face the Hero unit, Parliament's weapons, and smash them. The people will remember this day. Aye, that they will, for it marks the beginning of something far greater than victory. The beginning of a campaign by United Europe to drive the Guardians. Promises and platitudes, not without action. The Alliance took the field and risked their lives for our cause. To think that the last time Gridanian troops trod this soil was more than a century ago, during the Autumn War, and that was to defend against our invasion. Ours is a long and bloody history, to be sure, and it gives my heart to see, despite our acrimonious past, still come together for the sake of the future. Well said, Commander. This is why I intend to go from village to village and spread word of our victory and our new land. The people will flock to our banners, just you. Hikaru, Alice, I cannot thank you enough for your assistance. Now to Mefrit Pass. The tunnel will lead us all the way to the peaks. We're on a mission for Conrad to Alagana. Prepare to barricade. Aye, sir. Shouldn't take more than a moment. There's more villages than there are more villages there than out here. But also more Imperials keeping a close eye on things. We'll need to tread carefully. My choke got it upgraded.
I remember the peaks of Girabania, silent watchmen that would stand long after we were gone. We came seeking allies to join us in the fight against the Empire. People who had had enough. People who had suffered every possible indignity. Who had been treated like animals, day after day after day.
We have a glamour in place here too, as you may have noticed. So far as the Imperials are concerned, there's not more testament to savage impulses. Remember though, once we leave these ruins, we'll have no glamour to the village is to the east. Keep watch for patrols as we move. Oh lord. Yeah, it looks like it's a level 9. Jolt. Or take. Overpass it. Nary an Imperial in sight. That's a mercy. Alagana's due past that bridge. Follow me is not much further. 79 south. Here we'll probably have to. Bardo's thing. Giant man. You can rest easy. We made it. This is Alagana. Feels strange coming home. I always imagine. Oh, sorry. That has nothing to do with our streets. Aye, we do. But as I said back at the reach, it's a little more complicated than just asking for. As you know, we're short-handed because many of our people were taken in Griffin's promises. It wasn't just them, though. Folks from all over, including some of my former comrades, all torn. As for why we came to this particular village, rumored that Alagana lost. Well, if there's truth to that, then there could be other sympathetic cause. Then again, after Griffin's betrayal, may be suspicious of outsiders claiming elite assistance. So, with all that in mind, how are we supposed to convince them to join? I mean, I knew it wouldn't be as simple as giving them a speech in a village square. Not if you didn't want the place to be burned to the ground, no. Might as well piss in the viceroy's eye. We'll need to be a good deal more circumspect than that. You never know when an Imperial spy is listening. Let's speak with the Elder first. I know for a fact he can be trusted. We'll listen to what he has to say and decide what to do after. Sounds like a plan. Let's hope there's still some brave woman here will fight. Raganfrid, the village elder, is over by the shore. No time like the present. Don't know you, traveler. Be a merchant? Do not find much custom here. Greetings and well met, elder. Serious apologies that I not send word ahead of our arrival. Too long have I been away from Alagana, and I would know of your recent troubles. Ah, you are comrades of Mefred. Speak on, though I suspect I know your purpose. The Griffin came with many men and left with many. Such is the rumor. True. You lit a fire in their hearts and then dangled a dream before their tired eyes. And now you come to steal away what few. Griffin was a traitor and a madman, and we had no part in his schemes. We have made an agreement with the Alliance. This time it will be different. This time, hold comfort to the dead and the ones they left behind. How much more must we give before you've had your fill? But surely you hate the Empire as much as we do. They took our lands, our traditions, even our god, and they demand a fifth of what little we've got left. I hate those. I hate the bastards with every fiber of my. But hate's not enough, my friend. I can't. We can't keep doing it. I'll not tell anyone you came, but you need to go. Now, leave us be and return. You've got no right to speak to us like that. I've got a quarry that was producing barely enough to keep us fed. That was before half our young men and women went off to die for your bloody cause. So yes, I've got every right to tell you to leave the village. No, you don't. Because it's my village too. My home. What the hells are you on about? Wait, I know those. You're one of Curtis's girl. Lise Hext, and I'm here to take back my homeland. By Roger. The last time I saw you, you were. I didn't even know if you were still alive. I never thought you would come. I almost didn't. My sister never will. Lots of others won't either, and that's why we've got to carry on the fight. You even sound like it. As you say, I've got no right to tell you to leave. Alagana is as much as your home. I will say to you again, we can give you no more. Yes, I heard you the first time. Let's go. Taking your 8 right though. You can't say no from me taking your 8 right. That could have been handled better, but what's done is done. At least we've been granted permission today. I was hoping Dragonfrid might help us recruit people. That clearly isn't going to happen. If we're going to convince any of them to join, we'll first need to trust. It's risky and it's hardly subtle, but I say we approach the villagers directly. See what problems they've got. If we can do anything to help. Makes sense to me. Let's split up and ask her. A new face in Alagana. Huh? What would you ask of me? A stranger and generous soul besides. Bollocks. There's not more suspicious than a good Samaritan. On the other hand, if you're an Imperial agent, I expect you to go about your business with discretion. Bugger me. You really are here to help, aren't you? Very well. I'll take you up on your offer, stranger. My little brother's working on a rock by Grim. He's got something for me. Can you go and get it? Right then. Writing Quarrel is his name. Ask him for the leftovers. He ought to understand. I need an adjective and afterward. That guy's angry Quarrel and his brother's frightened. Really? That's what you name your children? You best keep your distance. You know what's good for you. Say your piece. Looking for folks down on their luck. Congratulations, you found one. As you can see, my legs ain't what you. Some days I can hardly walk for the pain. Mornings are the worst, especially after cold nights. Hard labor is right out. Too much pain and trouble for others. There's a tea that what helps with it though. I need to grind a chapuli horn and a hornbill talent for the blend. Okay, you'll go and get some for me. Just like that. You needn't trouble yourself. How might be where this is. Guess we'll keep going down. Somewhere down here. We'll probably get taken there eventually. They put these Aether Currents close to where... We'll go find it. Here for the leftovers, are you? Not like my brother to send someone in instead, but so be it. It's all in the sack over yonder. They're bleeding heavy, Mark. So be careful when you... Unconsciously heavy... Ah, the new face. You have my leftover. Huh. Well, I'll be. You actually went and brought the whole lot. Much obliged. It's saltpeter for making fire sand, in case you're curious what it's all for. The rocks by the lakes got good deposits. It ain't hard for my brother to pass for any other plodding quarryman. All the while sweeping bits and pieces off to the side, to bundle up and sell to settlers for trade resistance. The living and a way of fighting back besides. Our way of spitting in a car eye for putting our father in a pure uniform and shipping him off to some faraway province. Don't know if he's dead or alive even. Though if he were alive, he'd not be lost in the world. If we were caught fighting for... So this is the best we can. That's the long and short of it. We do what we can, and we know it. I think you'll find that most folk here ain't different. Everybody's got a reason, but in the end, I suppose I just want you to know. Just want you to that we know why you're here. That even if we can't join you, wish we. You've been gone a while. What brings you back to Algana? Oh, I never meant to. I mean, in times like these, I never think people. This country is hard on people. But it's not just that. Imperials, they made it known I'm not to be helped. A dead man's good for one life. You know, whereas a live one. You're the resistance, right? I suppose there's no reason to tell you then. My father, God rest his soul, was deathly sick at the time, and so I had gone out into the forest, spear in hand, to gather herbs. And then I had the good fortune to run into a troll. My weapon marked me as a rebel. Said, not sure it'd have made a difference if I fought back. I knew what a lot of them were about. Tyrion laid eyes on me. Didn't matter in the end, of course. Some people just like hurt others. By the time I limped back to the hut, it was my father. Too late for me too. Many others, I imagine. Help them too, if you like. I'll be grateful and say thank you. But beyond that, I would. Ah, there you are, Hikaru. I've been trying to help the villagers deal with food shortage. Recently, the Imperials have been swooping into villages unannounced, supplies in order to prevent the people from stockpiling, in case they might be in resistance. Not much, but I've taught them a few tricks to better hide what little they got. How's Lise getting along? Do you think the people would be more inclined to trust a local girl? They remember her. No, I didn't mean. And where were you the past 20 years? Where were you when we were being ground under the Black Wolf's boot? On the other side of his bastard wall, living the high life, I'll wager. That's not fair. Oh, and who's this? Another one of your freedom-loving friends, staying to help us poor unfortunate souls. Trying to whip us into frenzy, so we'll go and start the pasture with our own pickaxes and shovels. Leave, all of you, before you bring a cohort down on all of us. And you, don't you dare speak like you're one of us. You can't even begin to understand what we've been through. We weren't here, Lise. We weren't here. This is my home, and I love it all. I love it with all my heart. If you truly have any love for it too, you'll keep us out of your doom and rebellion. He has a point. No matter what I say or do, it doesn't change the fact that I left them behind. But this isn't about me or anyone else. It's about Alamigo. Let's go and find Mefred. Not very convinced. Looks like the Elder wasn't the only one unwilling to out. Can't blame them, given what happened at. I thought I might be able to appeal to them as a fellow. I don't know. But if anything, it just made them angry. I haven't lived through it like they have. I can't claim to know the struggles like they do. I ran too. But if I hadn't, I'd never have met Hikaru or the rest. We might not be here today, in a position to make a difference. So I don't regret my choices, nor will I apologize for them. There's more than one way to fight. Help someone, anyone. We need help. I don't like the sound of that one bit. Come on. Poor Krada. The Tributum and the bloody Ratman. They, damn it all. You there, take a deep breath and tell us what happened. It was all business as usual. The Tributums due soon, and we were taking it to the Imperials when the Kikrin attacked. Took my brother and our money. Took him where? Marin says south of here. It was just an old temple before they came. And listen, Warkrada is the only family I've got left. If I lose them, I... Ziggurat? The Ratman took him there. He's dead. Gotta go after them. If there's even a chance her brother's soul. Try. You're right, he's gotta help them. If not for the missing man, or the tribunal, Guardians won't suffer excuses if we're wasting time. Let's go, go, go. She didn't get her hopes up. Everyone knows the Radmate prisoners. The Warkrada is being held somewhere at the Ziggurat to the south, which has been taken over by a host of Kikrin bandits. That about covers it then. Be prepared to fight. They may not be the most challenging foes, but there to be a lot of them. There. I'll eventually have tickets now. Everything's just pissed off. That's a big one. Please let me go. I'm begging you. I don't want to die. Hear that? I think it came from the top of the ziggurat. Who dares come to our man flesh? Ours to eat. Ours to eat. We knew it'd come to this. Kill them quick before they alert the others. Thing. Very, very, very. Why, Roger, what did I ever do to deserve this? I've gone to bed hungry for months. I'm skin and bones, I'd hardly make a snack, much less. Oh, you found him. Wait, are you here to rescue me? Your sister sent us. It's gonna be alright. My sister? Oh, Roger be praised, she's safe. And you lot fought your way in here. Think they're still good, braveful. Go before the kicker return in force. You still have to tribute. Oh gods, the tribunal. The Imperials will be wondering where I am. I have to go. What? Right now? And you don't understand. We were given a warning last month. If I don't make it in time, there's no telling what will happen to me and my sister. I'm glad we saved him, but seeing him run off like that, got a bad feeling. Listen, Hikaru, Mefford, I think we need to go after work. Brada. Wait, you had better not be thinking of stopping him. I heard what he said. They don't pay one way, they'll pay another. I know that I do. I don't want to interfere. I just want to see that he safely. That's the sum of it. Fine. Let's head down and see if we can't pick up the trail. Hopefully. They're close to expansion. That's why I heal just in case. Chocobo feathers. The third G-Spy Chocobo. Any luck? A Chocobo feather, is it? Aye, by my reckoning, it came from Workrada's bridge cave. There's a collapsed bridge just around the bend. Hug the rock, shadows. We'll find him soon. Any minute now. I expect he'll become thundering around the bend. Hear that? Get to cover. Quickly now.
Are they Imperials?
Worse. Skulls. Listen, Lise. Whatever happens, stay hidden and do not intervene. Understood?
What?
You there! Halt! You know you shouldn't be here. Explain yourself.
Forgive me, sir. I came to deliver the tributum.
Oh, aye. A likely story. Only a fool would dare to come so late. Or, mayhap, a resistance spy.
No! No, you've got it all wrong. I was waylaid by bandits. It's not my fault.
I said halt!
this a joke? You don't seriously expect us to believe this is a fifth? How stupid do you think we are?
It is, I swear, on my mother's life. Spare us. You came late, you lied about bandits, and then you tried to cheat the Empire of its due.
Think you can kill them all, including the ones watching from the tower? Even if you did, others would come for him and his family. You'd be condemning them all to a life of hard labor, assuming they didn't just execute them, that is.
But it isn't fair.
It's your bloody fault we're stuck out here patrolling this god's-forsaken wasteland. It's your fault I have to listen to people go on and on about how Alan Egan's can't be trusted. I've worked and toiled harder than any man. I'm a citizen, goddammit. And what are you? A stupid, stubborn little dog who'd sooner bite the hand that feeds him and pine for the good old days.
That's enough! Lord Xenos is expecting our report.
I bet the poor bastard can't believe his luck. He gets to go home. We should do the same.
I've heard the commander was keen-eyed. Ross, that wasn't your thing. It tears me up inside to see our own kinsmen bidding of the Viceroy. But they made their choice. If it comes to it, I'll cut down every last one of them myself. I don't think those are actually better, are they? Rokrada's alive and the Tributum. That's all that matters for me. I, for one, would rather not wait around as Bulls decide to return. We'd best get back to Alagana and tell Ragnfrid his man got the job done. We owe you a debt of gratitude for what you did. Rokrada told me everything. How you followed the Kikrin and saved his life. For all the good it did, we saw what happened when he the skulls. How they beat him half to death. Could have stopped them. I reckon you could. Manfred's a warrior, as is your comrade. And you're strong like your father. That much is plain. But I think, Rogger, you did not. Because it would not have ended with them. Rokrada and his sister would have been branded insurgents, if not the whole lot of us. Bones heal, scars fade, but the dead remain dead. We're alive, and that's more can be said, for only the gods know how many. That's enough for you, is it? To put up with whatever they. As long as you get to see another day. That's right. You grit your teeth and you learn to live with pain. I'll admit I was quick to judge you, and for that I apologize. I know you and yours well do. I'm telling you, gods in the heavens witness that we've got nothing left. Can't focus. I understand. Thank you for your honesty. You may say it doesn't mean it. Nor would I expect her to. Her father was stubborn as too. She's set on walking the same path. I but pray she won't follow it to the same. Well, she took it better than I anticipated, which isn't saying much, I suppose. We should go and see if she's alright. Even. Sorry about running off like that. Alan Megan's terrorizing their own. I just can't accept it. No matter what he thinks, they shouldn't have to put up with it day after day after day. I'm not completely naive. I didn't expect them to crash them with their pickaxes and shovels. But nor did I expect Work Prada to just lie there in the dirt while they kick them. I can't claim to know the pain. I barely remember it. Or even my father's. But I remember Edith. I remember how scared she was. And that look in her eyes when she talked about her home, but not mine, is. There you are, Elise. I've been looking all over for you. Well, you found me. Got something else to say? Aye, that I do. I said some things to the board I shouldn't. That wasn't my place to do so. Sorry. All that rubbish I spout about how I loved my village, but when one of ours was in need, I was cowering here with all the others. I didn't even think to go after Work Rada, but you did. Made me feel like the bloody hypocrite I am. If I truly care for my people, I'd fight for them. So I will, if you have me. You're asking to join the resistance. Put it like that, I suppose I am. Not just me. There are others I know who've been thinking about it for a while. There's not many of us, and we're not hardened warriors like you lot. If your heart bleeds for Alamigo, then that's good enough. You and yours are more than welcome at Progress Region. Thank you, sir. You won't regret this. I'll go and speak with the others. Send word. Still think this isn't your home. No, I was just... With that, my friends, our mission is... Let's return to the region. Yeah, the weapon won't be better. Gear is like helio about it. 70. They're giving like 5. Not sure what. 15 over. Lots. First of all, allow me to commend you both on a job well done. Though nothing went according to plan, we nevertheless managed to attract some new recruits. And it was your passion and conviction that moved them to join. Thank you. No, thank you for giving me the opportunity to find out what our people have been through the past 20 years. It's been humbling. And troubling, too. I'd heard about the skulls, but that was the first time I'd seen them in the flesh. I know you say they're the same as any other Imperial soldiers. Maybe that's how I'll have to think of them myself if our paths ever cross on the battlefield, but... When, not if. That day will come, Lee. Can't afford to hesitate when it does. Young, old, conscript, citizen, Garlean, Alamegan. None of that matters. They've all got their reasons, but they're no better than you. Especially when they're bearing down on you, blade in hand. Saying that, I don't want to kill any more than you do. But if I could convince them to lay down their arms, I would. Sadly, I've never been much of a talker myself. Who knows? Maybe you could be one. Your father certainly was. Right then, I'd best begin preparing for these new. Or these, it's been a pleasure. Owing to the efforts of you all, we have accomplished a great deal in a short time. The Resistance thanks you for your service. I see operations here have been proceeding apace in my absence. Welcome back, brother dearest. I take your efforts to gather new recruits were successful. Indeed, there are several amongst the Silence ranks that were quite eager to take part in our joint endeavor with citizens, whom I am come to present. Commander Kemp, if I may. My name is Arnvald Lentinus. Half-breed, as you can doubtless tell. I'm here to fight for a free Alamigo. For an Alamigo where women like my mother are never made to suffer. I pray you grant me this honor. You're a true-born son of Garabania, me. It's not my honor to grant, but yours to freely take. Welcome, brother. For our swelling ranks and the aid of the Eorzean Alliance and the Scions of the 7th Dawn, I believe we will soon be in a position to seize the. Once our new recruits have received sufficient training, I will propose to General Alden that we draw up plans for an assault on Castrum Valadina. In the meantime, we will make what preparations we can. While in the royal palace, I forgot Garlemald had a national anthem.
Alliance forces have occupied Castrum Orients and taken up positions along the length of the wall. Our patrols have engaged their reconnaissance parties on site, but there have been no significant exchanges, save one. A unit tasked with field testing prototype Magitech weapons was attacked. The weapons were destroyed, with the unit sustaining near total casualties.
near total. Go on.
My lord, there was but a single survivor from the unit in question, which falls under my command. According to his report, they were ambushed by a contingent of Eorzean Alliance regulars, abetted by resistance insurgents.
A simple ambush and only one survivor. A fine day's work. The stubbornness to survive is not without worth. He may live. However, the 12th is no place for the weak.
He shall be relegated at once, my lord. As you say, the 12th is no place for cowards who count their lives more precious than the cause.
Indeed, indeed. We have no need of cowards.
My lord,
Cowards, who defer critical missions to their subordinates, who hide within their castra, never meeting their prey in battle, never staring into the whites of their eyes. Why, when confronted with a heretofore unknown icon, did we surrender the wall to the Alliance? Because my honored father, in his infinite wisdom, has not seen fit to grant us leave to march on their lands. Accordingly, we have extended an invitation to our neighbors. Gir Abania is where we shall host them. The field upon which we shall enjoy the sport of kings. Patience is paramount. Cornered animals may have spirit, but they are ultimately predictable and very poor sport. But if one dangles the promise of freedom before them while nipping at their heels to stoke their passion, then things become interesting. It is a delicate dance, one which asks much of my hounds. And so I put the question to you, my fellow huntsman. How shall we deal with these savages?
My lord, I have a proposal.
Silence, Alamegan! You do forget yourself! Only by the grace of Lord Van Baelsar were you afforded a place here, and that in name alone. We have no need of your proposals, savage.
This savage yearns to hunt her own. The floor is yours, Commander.
Thank you, my lord.
Right then, I've got duties to attend to. We hope we could assist you with said duties. We're here to help after all. The three of you have been busy, so I will understand if you require time to rest. If not, however, it would seem sensible to assist our allies with their preparation. Be grateful for any and all help you can offer. Ask around, I guarantee you won't want it. I beg your pardon. The woman who Basic Guys found bails her wishes to offer me her assistance. I say this is highly irregular, though. So I have heard it said you had a penchant for aiding the common man. In which case, for the occupation, I was a humble historian. When my duties leave me scarce time for aught else, I think it important that these monumentous events be recorded for the benefit of future. Primary sources are indispensable. I had in mind to question a number of my fellow freedom fighters, ask them their motivation for taking up the cause, and may take down their statements in the log. Thank you for your service, now and ever after. Yeah, as I said before, Xenos not a true villain. Sorry. There aren't many like him. Evil for the sake of being evil. Why join the resistance? Well, if you must know, it was to avenge a friend. The Imperius butchered before my very eyes back in Holland. We owned a stall and a merchant. A passing soldier snatched up a piece of fruit. Broke out before I could stop him, only to get a fulcrum of steel in his gut for trouble. I found my way here, and that was that. Oh. Just I was just a cook before all this. Simple fare, really. I had a chance to lend a hand and help feed some refugees. I took a liking to the fighters. They believed, and there's always a need for cooks, or at least people who can whatever the parties turn. Oh, it splits into three. You want to help, do you? Seeing as how I'm in no position to leave the stew pot unattended, could you go and ask Tebby for a variety of herbs? 6 sprigs or so of whatever he's got on hand should suffice. I'm not as haphazard as it. It's not as haphazard as it seems. Depending on the recipe, it doesn't really matter what sort you add. So long as you add something. I'll be here when you get back. Pick all these up because going back and forth, back and forth. I already need to go back and forth. You look like a strider in search for comrades in need. So I have a task. I'm a trainer. I was told to expect new recruits this day, yet nary one has come. Perhaps they've given the wrong time or location. They number 5 in all. These would-be warriors, send them onto the chance to find them. Why? Why indeed, to save lives, perhaps, or to make amends for the ones who couldn't. My father and my brothers worked to death while building a castrum. What did it matter to the Garleans, eh? More where that lot came from. After that, I couldn't keep on them. I know, I'm late. But I had to say a prayer for my sister first. And what the Imperials did to her, death was a mercy. Aren't you the Icon Slayer? Then find out why you bother asking someone like distance. But simple. If I wasn't fighting for Alamigo, I'd be fighting for the Empire. You're either with him or not. If you're with him, may as well make food training sit. If you live long enough. You'll die stealing someone else's land, I guess not. But that's your choice. With me, I'd rather die here. Not wrong. It is weird that the Icon Slayer is asking why they joined. However, good to see the reasons why people join. So, not fault them. Huh? Training? Yeah, I was so busy practicing to impress the others I completely forgot. Ah, 1,000 pardons. So preoccupied was I by the question of whether Alamigo should be monarchy or republic, selected to attend my training. How silly, I know. Do we drive the Imperials from our lands? The question is. The teacher calls for me. I see. We were discussing strategies for disabling my genetic armories. And, yes, of course. There's no time. But excuse me. Herbs, is it? 6 sprigs of whatever's on hand. Afraid I can't spare that much. You'll take 2 and be glad of it. The remainder you'll have to gather yourself. Shouldn't be much of a bother, though. Surprised what you can find growing. Last recruit. Oh, bugger. You're sent by the snake, aren't you? I heard 1 in 4 recruits doesn't live through the training. Can't be true, right? Oh, bugger. Oh. Well met, Hikaru. Have you spoken with the freedom fighters as I asked? As fascinating as they are varied. You have a knack for convincing others to bare their hearts to you. And I've done better myself. Many years from now, when these tempestuous times pass into memory, their accounts will serve as a window into. Must never forget. Never. You would think the herb gatherer would be able to gather more herbs and have me. I digress. Not like that's your job or anything, you know. All recruits are present and accounted for. My thanks to you, Ryder. Not all appreciate the rigor with which I train my recruits. Some favor a gentler approach, as if the Imperials would be so kind. It's a thankless job to teach, say, but I say their survival is thanks enough. Very well. Get there. I see the. Him giving me 2 was barely a difference. Ah, there you are. Got the herbs I asked for. Thanks, that'll do nicely. And sorry to impose upon you, man. Thought you were another recruit. Didn't realize until after that you were, But to answer the question that's probably on your mind. Yes, it's always like this. Never enough food and supplies go around. All the more reason to be grateful when our countrymen can spare some for the cause. That comes at a cost. Many villages. But a man can't fight on an empty stomach. We partake as we never lose sight of it. Damn it all, where could they have gone to? Oh, pardon me, fellow lover of freedom and justice. You haven't seen or have you? Maybe on the ground, as if a certain bloody fool had dropped it. Aye, I'd be him. Died in the morning, that much I know for certain. I have not left the reach since, so it's got to be around here somewhere. Got a moment to spare. Would you be willing to help me search? I spent some time near the Temple of Fists earlier. So it might be there. As for me, I'll look around near the officer's pavilion. They're hardly rare, I know. I could just as easily buy another. Even so, please help me find it. What the heck is resistance fighters? Or what they? Oh, here. Paper ward inscribed a prayer. The patron deity of Valgren. Try to search high and low, but won't turn up. 7 Hills, that's the one. That's my lucky ward. You're a godsend, sister. Before I was born, my mother made a pilgrimage to the Temple of the Fist, where she, like many others, received a blessing. And then Theodoric came and burned it all to the ground. Mad bastard. After him came the Garleans, who cared even less for it. But I still keep to the old ways, as to. And when my son is born, I'll teach him the stories and the scripture as well. And with that, another task is complete. Ah, Hikaru. I hear you have been keeping busy. Aye, that she has, and we thank her for. It pleases me to inform you that our new recruits have completed their initial training and stand ready to contribute. As discussed, Monago, I would have you present my proposal for an assault on Castrum Volodina personally. Of course, sir. Are you and yours planning to return to Castrum Oriens before the operation? If so, why don't we travel together? That seems a fine suggestion, but I must consult my comrades ere we depart. Very well, I'll wait for you at the pass. Not too long. I expect Crow and your shoal will wish here to support Pyrugian, but nevertheless we should. It's autumn is. I see. That would explain the sudden flurry of activity outside. Joint operation marks a turning point in our conflict with the Garleans. The first time, the Resistance and Alliance shall go on offensive and attempt to capture an outpost in our territory. I personally believe it is imperative that we offer them our support, as was the case with Fishguard. However, this is not a choice to be made lightly, nor less on halves. It is a war, and every side must decide what part he or she will play. I'll fight for Alamigo, father, for Ida. I'm in it to the end. Choice was made for us ere we were born, but where the Empire marched on. It will stop at nothing to subjugate or slaughter us all. Van Belsar and Van Darnus were but the first to try. Your fervor is surprising, I cannot dispute. At the risk of repeating myself, I am of course of the same mind. The present situation is untenable, and further complicated by the existence of Ilbert's primal. I believe we have no recourse but to directly and openly intervene. I thought this was a foregone conclusion given our actions thus far, but if you require renewed effort, I'm still wholly committed to the cause. For it is ultimately the self-same cause I have served since first I played Master Louis and the Circle of Knowing. Salvation of Eorzea by any means. That said, I shall refrain from taking to the field on this occasion. There are many here who require further treatment, and doubtless more to come after. I came here from Infilia and that hasn't changed. However, I'd like to stay a few Stola for now, and for. As for you, Hikaru, you are, to quote our dear friend, Lord Edmond, the woman who slew Prize Van Belt, half a dozen primals besides. Your presence may well prove victory. Many look to you as a hero. Keep great expectations on your shoulders. But you, like every scion, must decide first. We can but carry on. Well said indeed. Take care, Stola, Karl, and do not hesitate to contact us should you require assistance. Please, I would ask that you remain here by Conrad's. We should go, or Manago will leave. Might I persuade you to join us, Hikaru? Should you wish to give your decision further consideration, Castor Orions will have to place. Need not answer. I'm sure I can convince myself. So he will be accompanying us then. Oh, glad am I to hear it. All set? Excellent. Then let us be off. Welcome back, comrade. What news? Greetings, General. I come at Commander Kemp's behest. Our recruitment efforts have exceeded expectations. In addition to welcoming many motivated young Americans, our ranks have been bolstered by the arrival of a number of experienced veterans, thanks in large part to the efforts of the Scions. As a consequence, we are now able to field half a dozen new units, with more being trained as we speak. Good. Our gator Conrad is eager to strike while the iron is hot. Just so, General. He proposes that we begin preparations for a joint operation to capture Castrum Veladina. Capture Valentina. That will not be easy. It will, however, be necessary if we are ever to push east capital. There's no profit in delay. It is only a matter of time before the Guardians learn of our plans to summon reinforcements. The Alliance hereby accepts Commander Kemp's proposal. Tell him to take no chances. Bring every able-bodied Alamegan who can use a weapon. Pippin, I want Valentina watched. Assess its defenses. Every fortress has a weakness, and I would know this one. If there's no objections, General Metasion join Marshal Tarpin. By all means. That is all. Less about it. Conrad and the General are of one mind, it seems. I only wish I could say the same. While this aggressive strategy may profit us in the end, what losses will we suffer in the meantime? Anyway, we should speak with the Vice Marshal about this reconnaissance mission and see how he would. Thank you for volunteering with me. It should be a fairly straightforward reconnaissance mission, as long as we do not have the ill fortune to run afoul of an Imperial patrol. Our destination is beyond east, just north of Valentina. Oh, I don't know if I can loop through here. Don't remember. We'll just go through this way to be safer. Quite sure. I feel like I probably could, but I don't know. That appears out of order. Even should they be unaware of our plans, I would be surprised if their western defenses were not heavily fortified, given the presence of allied forces. This ought to be close enough. Now we settle in for the long watch. That said, it would be prudent to keep your weapons at the ready, in the event of a passing almost upon us, or worse. Upon spying Ashram. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. Recommend inputs.
Excellent. The disposition of the Imperial forces is exactly as expected. I will notify Father. Cannon fire! Where did it come from?
Smoke! There! Is that... Oh gods, it's Ralga's Reach.
It's no use. I think someone's jamming our communications.
You don't think... Could this be part of a coordinated attack?
Too early to draw conclusions. We must abort the assault and return to the Reach at once.
Traitor! Kinslayer!
You're no kin of mine!
Well, well. Stand aside, Pilus. This one has promise.
Have a care, my lord. She's not like the others.
Do not disappoint me, girl, or I will kill you.
Seven hells! It's him! It's Xenos!
The Viceroy! Oh, you are a dead man! Ah!
So spirited, and yet so empty. Magical barrier. Alas, it will not save you.
How? Yashola!
Hold the line, Byrolga! Hold the line!
Cryle!
Alphino!
We saw the smoke and thought we heard explosions. Are we under attack?
The Imperials were all over us before we realized what was happening. No one knew where to run or what to do. It was chaos. Lise and Master Kemp rallied the guards and bought us enough time to get some of the wounded to safety, but I haven't seen either of them since.
Confound it! If we lose the Reach, this will all have been for naught.
Arenvold, can you escort these people to the wall?
Aye, sir.
Our place is at the Reach. We must offer such aid and succor as we are able. Saving lives is now our paramount concern.
If we can hold back the Imperials until Father sends reinforcements, we may yet turn the tide.
I'll join you. I've done all I can for these people, and you'll be crying out for a healer in there.
I fear you're right. Come, there is no time to lose.
How did they? Well, I guess because of Gorgola. How did she know where this was? I always wondered how the Imperials.
For the glory of the flames!
Thought there's these. Cool. Completely forgot they were. East and the others.
What took you so long? Alphino, I need your help!
My lord, the prisoners!
See to your men, Pylus.
As you command, my lord.
Your friends were a disappointment. But you will entertain me, will you not?
As one!
Oh, we did with the damage from.
Be gone! Give me something to remember.
here. I just need break one. Pretty sure. He's like level 70. A lot of my abilities are.
Pathetic.
Seven hells.
Shall we give chase, General?
Nay. There has been enough death this day. See to the wounded.
Aye, sir.
You all right, lass?
Well enough. Next time he'll.
Aye, I do not doubt it.
Don't you die on me, Ashola! Hold on! Don't worry, it's going to be all right. Alphino, Master Kemp is all yours.
Understood.
Don't just stand there gawping. Hold her down while I work. The worst is past, but without the proper facilities, I can do no more.
Master Kemp too would be better served in the infirmary. Let us take them there without delay.
Give us a hand, would you, Lise? Of course. I know you must be exhausted, but there will be others who need our help. Leave these two to us and look to the other wounded.
Yeah, I remember reading somewhere about the journals. Yeah. I know the journal had something. Aided by your comrades, your man. Aided by your comrades, you managed to beat back the Imperial forces and comrades. Peace is unharmed, and Conrad merely unconscious. But Stola is on the verge of death. Her lifeblood pooling beneath her prostrate form, he turned to confront the man who dealt the blow. He knows Galvez, Imperial Viceroy himself. Lamenting the disappointment that was your comrade's performance, he raises his adjutant. Though he endures Xenos' onslaught far longer than Pippin and Alizé, even you are no match. A flourish, the Viceroy sends you flying, the only testament to your resilience, broken blings to the earth as he turns his back on you. Raban and his flames soon arrive, but he's seen enough death for one. Heroes withdraw, and dead attack. You did well, Hikaru. You saved lives, no matter what happened. Now then, let's do what we can for the minute. Every minute counts. See to the wounded, Hikaru. They live, help them. Efford lies motionless, having breathed his last, clenched his fist. Clenched in his fist is big for sea. He's already cold when I got thought I could do. That charm must have been important. Best take it. You're worried about your Stola, aren't you? Too early to make it on a prognosis. He's alive. If it wasn't for her, it'd be me. Wish it was. Team Radio burst into tear. I'd fetch you a handkerchief. Damn it, Alizé, this is serious. Press. Makes no sense. He brushed us aside as if Monago, Mefford. This is dead. Mefford was a warrior. Always thinking about others before. Once had an Imperial patrol chase him by on 20 miles so that his wounded would have time to escape. His comrades loved him, though that only made him worry more. You know that he sent his men 40 mil away, thought that they were fighting for him. Aye, well he did. The only life he was willing to risk was his own. But that's exactly the man who should be a leader. The kind of man who does survive. Not an old. There's no logic to it. Never is. Who stands, who falls. The heat of battle can do but our best, as he did. Mefford will be sorely missed. But because of his sacrifice, many now live, who otherwise would not. And they need us, now more than. Aye, that will do. Forgive me. I had high hopes for him. Our defeat was no near thing. Total. A humiliation. We were powerless to withstand our enemies. We cannot afford failure. As Alphino said, it is those who survived who. Barger's Reach is no longer safe. The Imperials may have withdrawn, they can return at any time. We dare not remain. Those who are fit to make the journey to Castrum Oriens will be taken by carriage. Agreed? Good. I shall oversee preparation for carriage. In the meantime, I would have you scour the infirmary for might prove useful. Forgive me, but this is imperative that I continue preparing medicine for the wounded. If you desire treatment, I must ask you. Oh, I see. In that case, you are free to search the barber and take that which you require. We will not have our people dying on. I would assist you, but this process demands. I'm pretty sure this is the first time to work. Story-wise. Oh no. Technically got Opera. Corporal Akari, Marshal Tarapin said you might have something for me. 12 be prized. This should put the driver's hearts at ease. Tell the Vice Marshal. Shoal and the others are safe trapped in. I'll be by your side. Thank you. I'll walk alongside. I'll need protection in case Garland try anything. Hang on, you're injured too, aren't you? Shouldn't you be in one of the carriages? I'm not so frail that I can't make the trip. Besides, there's still work to be done. I'll stay at the wall. As you wish. And let's set forth at once. We shall move as quickly as our comrades. To Castrum Orient. You saved a good many of my men. I cannot thank you enough. The fact remains, our forces were decimated. This state will not be able to mounting assault on Castrum. We need to be honest with ourselves, our prospect. First, we need to put our affairs here. Afterwards, I'll join you all at Castrum. Understood. We will go and speak with General. Pippin has already departed with the wounded, has he? Good. We have completed our search for the reach, and as far as we can tell, Xenos and his men returned straight away to Specula Imperatoris after quitting this. It seems he's lost interest in us. Which brings us to the most troubling question of all. Not how he found us, why he chose to spare our lives having done so. In war, you kill or capture your enemy. You don't leave him fighting on that day. Only a fool would turn his back and walk away. Xenos does not. Whatever his motive, this is neither the time nor the place to think on it. I will leave a token force to watch over the reach. The rest will fall back to Castrum Orient. We can discuss our path there. Carl is with Ishtola. She still hasn't woken up. Carl says she's through the worst. Given the severity of her wound, we could have hoped for. Let's pray she makes a full recovery. We lost a lot of good people. I saw it happen when the Skull Commander cut down Meph. Single blow. Everything he fought for, all his hopes and dreams, trodden in it. Do you want to know? And do you want to know the worst part? It wasn't a Carlian who. Gods help me if I ever. Not now. Not while the general's waiting.
Were it not for the swift actions of the Scions and the Alliance, many more would have died. You risked your lives to save ours, and for that we thank you.
There is no need for thanks. We are allies, are we not?
Aye, just so. Let us not dwell on this tragedy, but look to the future.
The future? I'm sorry, General, but there is no future for us. We've lost too many. Gods, I can still see Mefrid with that woman standing over him. They've ripped the heart out of us, General. They've broken us. Our fight is over.
Master Kemp, please.
I'll always hate them with every fiber of my being. For what they took from us then and now. Our homeland, our freedom, our bloody children.
You mean the Skulls? The youths who fight for Xenos?
Grania Lupi, the Black Wolf's legacy and our shame. A unit made up of children born to Alamegan dignitaries who came of age during the occupation. Sons and daughters of Gir Abania, raised to be proud citizens of the Empire, with all the rights and responsibilities that entails. It'd be easy to curse them and call them traitors, but they're our children, our flesh and blood. If the only way to forge the future we want is to cut down our own, then
what was it all for?
Nargo.
What will you say to the families of the fallen? To the mothers and the widows and the orphans? Will you tell them it was all for nothing?
Listen to the girl. We dare not suffer our comrades' sacrifices to have been in vain. Now is the time to steel our resolve and press on, painful though it may be.
And when Xenos comes back with his army, what then? This isn't the first time, you know. You'll be hard-pressed to find men brave or stupid enough to face him again.
I still can't believe how strong he was. He humiliated us back there. The Warrior of Light included. Gods help us if he's next in line to the Garlean throne.
Loath though I am to say it, we should not be surprised. Before succeeding Van Baelsar in Alamigo, Xenos led the Imperial army to Doma, where he crushed the rebellion utterly. As a matter of fact, Doma remains in his charge to this day. Suffice it to say, Varus's heir is a peerless warrior and an accomplished general. The question is, how are we to contend with such a foe?
You take the fight, Tito.
Interesting. You are suggesting we kindle the flames of revolution in Doma once more and force Xenos to fight a war on two fronts?
For that, there would need to be someone left to fight on this front by the time you got back. Look, I'll not deny the plan as promised, and I feel for our brothers and sisters in Doma, truly I do. But I fear we lack the strength to see it through.
Have faith in your people, Master Kemp. Them and the Scions. Hold fast, rebuild. And when all is in place, we shall defeat Xenos together.
If you're going to Doma, I'm coming too. I want to help our friends there. And make sure nothing like this ever happens again.
Give us the time we need, and we will give you something far greater.
Very well. For all you have done for us, we will fight on. But be swift, comrades. Alamigo has suffered enough.
It goes without saying, but the Scions alone have not the strength to topple a provincial government, here or anywhere. I'm quite certain the same can be said of the Operation Front. Nevertheless, we can go and assess the situation ourselves. Done. Lest you doubt what good you can accomplish, I'll remind you that my grandfather and his 12 disciples once journeyed to lands to save Eorzea and certain do. Brave souls with an impossible task. Our present mission may not be as monumental as we hope, but is no less important to all oppression, whom we will free. Where men go as one, there is life. Where there is life, there is cause to hope. Our grandfather believed that, so do I. But before we can forge ties with our friends in the Far East, first find a way to reach them. Authard is not exactly over the river, the woods. I'm one step ahead of you, dear sister, or rather Tataru is. But before we discuss that, there's another issue I wish to address. Much as I would like it, we could all make this journey together. Someone will have to remain, serve as a liaison, alliance, and resistance during this critical period. Moreover, as Y'shtola cannot be left unattended, then I should obviously remain. Very well, I should rest. You know, Alphino, it would have been quicker just to ask, and markedly less patronizing. Yes, I suppose. Ahem. Would you be willing to look after Y'shtola and provide support to Arnvald and the others? Yes, Alphino, I would. See, that wasn't so hard, was it? Enjoy your trip, and don't you dare return. And don't you dare return with a gift. Oh, I would not dream of it. Right then, sister. Hikaru, Lise, gather your things where we are for Limsa Lominsa. For that, I'm going to Eldershire. Okay, my top quest. Return sword. I've decided not to let this upset me. As Ren says, I'm in control for him. We're ready to depart. The journey I have in mind will take us to Erebania, where we will visit a ziggurat built by the Red Mage of Eld. Lambert and I once explored those ancient ruins, searching for the knowledge of the first ink magic. That was long ago, before we met Curtis and before I realized the manner of hidden wisdom for which I was seeking. The edifice itself has now been overrun by Kikrin, but a thorough expedition could still unearth something of value. We have even the secrets behind Lambert's occult transformation. Arya, my friend, I must ask that you remain here and continue unvolist and no spellcasting. Not even a lick of flame to light a candle. In a weakened state, we know not how suddenly hunger might return. Yes, of course. The thought of what might happen is not. I'll be fine in my sick bed. But what of you two? Really going to travel all the way to Garabania just. And what would you do if the positions were reversed? If Hikaru were afflicted by a condition and you knew a cure might be found beyond the mountains? Why, I would be out the door. That you would respond so empathetically is the reason we have no qualms about doing this. Arya's worked so hard to master skills. I imagine it'd be hard to refrain from training for a while. You must recover from exhaustion first, or auto. Come, Hikaru. Stick around to wait. Rest well, Arya. We shall return as soon. Back to Alagana. Fancy yourself as a village savior, do you? Really mean what you say? I have a mind to. His name's Sayer. He used to be one of the Quarry's finest worker. He keeps fighting the good fight to restore Alagana to its glory. But I do worry about the toll it must be taking on a man of his years. Try chat with him if you're interested in helping. Anything requests we have to do. I don't know. Too much work. Thank you for coming. I'm still waiting for a few more villagers to arrive. The old bugger's treating us to another one of his speeches. How long do you plan to continue living in abject squalor? I ask you. It's high time we brought back the quarry that once made me proud to hail from Alagana. Some of you may be too young to remember. The quarry used to mean everything to. Bloody hells, when is this old codger going to stop harping on good old days? Time you open your eyes, you daft bugger. It's long since past when you could sell the stones here for a decent amount of gil. About time you face the facts. There's no coin to be had sweating away blood in some bloody quarry. It'd be better served going out and hunting my own food. Might be better. Just hear me out. If you give up on the quarry, then you'll be giving up on the village itself. Even the hardest rock will break if you keep chiseling away at it. But life's the same. Grandfather, that's enough. I can tell you now that no one here would claim to be happy with their lot, but there's nothing that can be done. You remonstrating with everyone is hardly going to do good. But sweet love? Well, what do you bloody expect with that attitude? No one's going to work to improve things when even my own granddaughter has next to no motivation. There's a reason you don't see much quarrying going on anymore. There's no demand for it. We can get by just fine with the stones we gathered in the past and those we salvaged from the ruined buildings. Prosperity doesn't lie in wait for us at the quarry, only monsters. It's about time you realize that we're lucky to be alive these days. Come on, grandfather, let's go home. Plastic girl understands nothing. Of course, everything's going to seem pointless if you're only sleepwalking through life. And who in the hells are you anyway? I ain't doing this for your amusement. I am indeed the sayer you speak of. Ragenfred sent you my way. Her, was it? You're the last who we have to thank for saving Krata. I can tell you've more fire in your belly than this entire village. Perhaps you'll be able to see that I'm not as crazy as these buggers think me. Alagana owes everything to the quarry. The stones we extracted were solid and pleasing on the eye to boot. We even supplied the stones used to build the palace. Those were the days. It was the Imperial invasion that changed everything. Those bastards thought the stone structures barbaric, favoring their cold, tasteless, metallic buildings instead. They say they look civilized. Don't make me laugh. The final blow to our way of life came when Garlemald began recruiting our youth from the army. We lost just as many to the rebel cause. No one left to tend to the quarry. It slowly fell into ruins. It is now overrun with beasts. The few of us that remain here have been left to eke out a living using any means we can. As for our Rogger's very name, if we could just take back the sleeping stones, the whole village would brim with vitality again. I just need someone that proves the beasts are gone from the quarry. The village would surely see fit to help the quarry. I know this is a lot to ask of a complete stranger, but it's not as if I'm spoiled for choice right now. Would you be able to rid the monster? Bring me back to Rolif Soulstone. I'll forever be in your debt. After. We'll go through our job quest first. We're still very, very early on into. Let's begin our expedition, shall we? Be on the lookout for stone tablets bearing the histories read. I mentioned that it was our forebears and art who constructed the ziggurat. It was built to suppress the unstable weather that was whipped up in the wake of the era's coming. A sort of dampening slowed the lands of currents trickle. In time, however, the ziggurat also became a library. Successive generations of red mages find their stories. It is a shame that many of these precious slates have been since been lost. Plunderers are simply worn down by the ravages of time. As such, I do not expect to find a fully intact record of Lambart's ghastly rite. At the very least, we should discover hints of what the transformation entails. You take one away, and I'll take another. We'll both take care not to fall prey to Kicker bandits. Two of them are outside. One of them is upstairs. Steps. Only one way up. I remember to poke them out. I can just get a range. Or just do it with an auto attack too. Make sure to be out of combat. Die. How did you fare? I discovered a number of tablets myself, which, while positively fascinating, offered little on the subject. Oh, if I'm reading this one correctly, you may find exactly what we're. It appears to be a record from a time before Ren magic unified distinct discipline. The passage describes a rite by which one can make a pact with Voidsent and ingest its blood in exchange for power. Even amongst their kin, certain creatures of the void harbor a voracious appetite for living aether. Lambert must have acquired the ability to siphon his victims' life force. The practice in question is said to have started with a family of Machi sorcerers who lived in the era preceding the Sixth Calamity. Red mages, whose arts draw so heavily upon their own aether, is an obvious, tasteful advantage, stealing a foe's life energy. And if one can employ such energies to fortify and sustain one's own form, as Lambert did, one can magics beyond. Not surprisingly, however, its tendency to result in aether-starved madmen led to the right declared of. There's more. Some mention of an alchemical concoction served to sate hunger for aether when living prey. And a helpful scribe has even included a method for its preparation. Arya's transformation is strikingly similar to Lambert's. Surely this concoction would prove effective at curbing her. Let's see here. Seems the main ingredient is a chunk of semi-crystallized aether. Such a substance could be drawn from urolith. I'm thinking the bigger the better. If I recall correctly, there are urolith to be found of the sleeping stones. Here you find yourself one of the larger specimens current on. Once you have what you need, we can run Hamlet of Alagana. I'm busy myself. Okay. Well, I'll have to connect. You need to. Alrighty. Well, thank you for watching and thank you for sticking. Have a good rest of it. Where we are. Bye bye.